What's going on, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. Today we are looking at Detective Comics issue number 28. This issue came out in June of 1939, and so we're looking at the second appearance of the Batman. And so last issue we saw in issue number 27 that at the very end of the issue, Bruce Wayne was revealed as the Batman. And so Commissioner Gordon, no one knows who the Batman is, but all we know for certain is that Bruce Wayne is the Batman. So what is the Batman up to in this issue? We're going to find all this out. We have a great, cool issue here today. It's Batman taking on this jewel gang here, these robbers. And so this is something that back in the day kids would read, and when you got like cops and robbers and stuff like that, this is something that kids would identify with, and this is what comic writers at the time were writing about. And so it's a pretty short story. So let's go ahead and dive on into this story. We have this kid here passing out newspapers saying there's $100,000 jewel robbery, and the jewel thieves have pulled a fifth sensational robbery. This is the fifth time they've pulled a robbery like this, and the police are just baffled about this. And we see Bruce Wayne. He is in his home here, and he disguises himself. He puts on his Commissioner Gordon voice, saying, "Is there any information about the Jewel Gang here?" As he looks into the newspaper, and then he finds out that there is some information, and he's like basically threatening them by saying, "If you did, you better spill it, or else you'll be back in the pen to stay well." And so we see here that he's talking to the other guy on the phone, this guy named Gimpy here. And Gimpy has all of the information about this jewel gang. He's basically saying, "Look, Chief, Frenchy Blake is behind the gang, and they're going to pull a job tonight at this apartment." And so now Bruce Wayne knows all the information he needs to know so that he can suit up as Batman. So he comes across, once again, this group of people here. They're on this rooftop, and they've already pulled their job. They got the jewels that they want. And all of a sudden, we see that Batman is going to show an appearance here, and he's going to take down these guys. And we always say that Batman has a rule of no killing. Well, we look in the second appearance of the Batman. What does he do? He throws a person off the ledge of a building, and this guy dies. And this guy, it doesn't show his death or anything, but we can assume that he died. And we look in this issue, he did in fact die in this issue. So we have another person here. He's going to try to pull a gun on the Batman here. But Batman, as we know, is pretty strong and agile, takes the guy down easily, grabs a hold of the bag of jewels. The police are alerted, and look, this is how we know the guy died, because we saw they seem to be surprised that Batman, who drops the bag of jewels, the body of the man that went over the roof had basically attracted the police. So they say it's the Batman. We see that then Batman drops the bag of jewels. He dives off the ledge here. He does a somersault in the air, gets his bat hook here, and then he's going to basically use the flagpole to get to the other building here. And he swings on down, and the police are just stunned here, like, wow, I can't believe how he got away like that. And we see the reason why Batman left is because he wanted the police to gather the jewels here, the bag of jewels here. And so then we see the next day that the police are thinking that Batman is involved in this jewel gang, and we see the main guy, Frenchy, that's Frenchy right here, he's the head honcho of this gang. He's like, it's a good thing that the cops think that Batman is in on this, and he's talking to all of his gang members. But one thing is for certain is that the Batman is standing, or basically looking in on this conversation from outside. And we see here that they're going to try to pull off another job tonight, and Frenchy's men are going to work here, but we're going to see that Batman's going to dive right in through the window, going to take down these two guys, takes them down easily here, and now he's going to be after Frenchy, the main honcho here, as we see right here. And so, as we see, he does a sneak attack here, and it's pretty funny. He says, "Is that you boys?" And then Batman says, "Yeah, let us in." And a little goofiness as well shown here. Batman then takes down Frenchy with no problem. And here's another thing: he almost tries to kill Frenchy here by using this rope, and he's dangling his body out of the window, threatening him if he does not confess that he is basically involved in this jewel robberies, then he's going to cut the rope. So another interrogating tactic here. Batman shown as more of a darker character in these earlier issues. So then Frenchie says, "I'll confess, pull me up." So then he writes the confession. We see that Frenchie then tries to attack again. Batman takes him out. And so then the Batman has everything that he needs and basically delivers the body of Frenchie to the police. The police now are in custody of Frenchie, and now they have a written letter, or basically a confession by Frenchie here, and now Commissioner Gordon has everything he needs so that these robberies will not continue to happen. So that's how we end this issue. I hope you like it. There's more to this issue, but it's not Batman related. So we'll be looking at issue number 29 next time. Go ahead right now, click the like button. If you have not, go ahead and subscribe so that you will be notified when more videos just like this come out. I hope to see you next time, and until next time, keep reading comics.